Merry Christmas to everyone and have a Happy New Year. And I will be back and see everyone next year. Um, I will give the updates of my life um, throughout the month of January. And I'm going to be praying for you all to have a very safe and happy New Year as well. Because I know a lot of families are going to be traveling, a lot of people are going to be joining a lot of events and things like that. So I am praying for y'all safety as well. And we're going to end this note on I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I know that a lot of people have had financial issues with this year coming in. Y'all, excuse me, I had to move that. With this year coming in like it did, it came in a very harsh way for a lot of us. So I'm going to read my first of the year money mantra for financial blessings, and I want you to say this the whole month of January and continue to say it. Money is flowing fast to me with every resource I have created. Because we all creators, we come from the Creator. And He has put in each and every one of us talents. And think within yourself, are you one that has explored all the talents that God has given you? Or are you one of the ones that have hidden talents that God has given you? And if you've hidden talents, forgive yourself and pray for God to open up the doors, the directions, and give you the information that you need to know where to start. Because a lot of times it's just where to start. And usually when you learn where to start, it's who you need to include or not include, who you need to tell, who you don't need to tell. And this year, we got to learn that boundary is not a bad word. Boundary is an excellent word to apply to our life. And knowing what boundaries to set and with whom to set those boundaries with. It's okay. But that is the money flowing lesson, as well as the second one that I'm going to say. I'm looking because I have different ones that I have done myself. If you don't know that I've created a family creed for my family, and I won't say what my family creed is, but it is something for my family to, we will read, from now on, and that will give us strength within ourselves to not turn on ourselves, because I have seen so many families fall apart, and especially around the death of elder family members that have been the glue to keep families together, most of them. In some way or the other, some form of fashion, they kept the family together. And people respected boundaries, or they respected keeping the peace. And then the moment that those people are no longer here, you got people just feeling their guts and saying anything they want to say to people and don't really care about how that makes that person feel, because that's in their head for the rest of their life, to know that someone says something like that. So me as a mother of three, I have always wanted my children to always be close, because I always tell them, y'all are sisters and brothers right now, but one day your children will be cousins. And the same relationship that y'all have with some of y'all cousins, you can only imagine what kind of relationship can come from each one of y'all and y'all children, and what they learn from what they're told and what they're taught. So I asked my Heavenly Father to help me find the right things to say, the right things to do, and I look for an in particular word, and that in particular word with etymology, and that being removed from us. And I just dug deep, and so I learned a lot of things in our language, And then I have a company creed because I am trying to learn how to create my own business. And one thing about being a jack of all trades, as some people don't like people saying, or a person that has that many talents, and you're trying to use those talents, you're trying to establish that so that your children, your children's children, don't have to go through the suffering of not having and being bowed down to this world of demons and demonic spirited, evil spirited people. Um, you need to be able to create and express those. You need to develop those talents in a professional, powerful way that they will extend that time. That's the point of having talents. That's the point of having generational blessings. It's because you want it to be able to extend down for many generations, So I also have a company creed to pray over my company, as well as I have a health, and that is going to be, the second one is going to be, not second one, but the other one I have is, let's see, I have several, but I have one in particular that I wanted to say. Excuse me, y'all. I have to respond to that. Because they're all very powerful, and so let me get that one. I'm looking at them, and I'll say the next one. The next one that I want to say, and you should say, is capital circulates swiftly back to me through every structure I have built. Meaning that everything that you build, whether it's a physical building, whether it's a website you build, whether it's whatever it is that you build, that capital circulates swiftly back to you. Because I remember a long time ago there was an old gospel program, and the pastor was saying that some people, you give them the program and they sit on it so long you don't know what to do with it by the time they get off of it. It's time to do, and it's at the last minute they still haven't done anything. So when you're trying to gain capital through things that you build, you can take something old, run down, and remodel it, and it raises the value. That's what I'm speaking about. You can buy land, and that land is just raw land. But the things and the structures that you put on that land, and ask God what to put on that land when you get it, and it raises the value of that land instead of depreciating like most vehicles. When you get them and you drive off the lot, and they depreciate. The other one is weight, because we all know when it comes to finances and it comes to our body, our weight, we're always saying that we're going to do better the next year, and then we still see ourselves at the same at the end of the year, if not worse. So, for our body, for our temple, this one I would say, I am healed and whole. My body is balanced at its optimal weight. My body is restored to wholeness, sound health, and balanced in weight. It's whole, it's balanced, and it's restored. I am whole and healthy. My body is restored to its natural, balanced weight. I create value, and that value circulates, returning to me a sustained revenue through every channel I have built. So, give yourself some grace. Forgive yourself when you get to the end of the year and you have not dropped a pound, or you've been attacked spiritually, and your body has went through a change. Your finances have went through a change. For me, my finances went from me being up a couple of $1,000s to now on the flip side. Because once certain people, in particular people, I believe at the bank where I closed on my house, knew that I had closed, I think they just kind of started spreading the word around the world that I had a few $100s and they wanted to take that back. And I still owed them to close the balance off that I had. There was a checking account that I still hadn't got paid in because I was paying so many people off. And you don't think that you would accrue that many bills and that many debts, but you will. You have to be careful. And I think my biggest mistake was once I ever said yes to a loan, because I've never said yes to a credit card, so I don't have a credit card problem. It's just me getting enough income to sustain myself, because the income that I had that was coming in is not enough. And I know that when I turn in the income from where I've been working from home, it's going to be less. So while I'm in the process of trying to create my business that I am still doing, I have come to trying to understand, okay, Lord, what are you doing? Because I no longer have ability to give an address to anybody to say, send my stuff here. If I do, it will be probably a P.O. box. And that P.O. box, I have to wait because my daughter's car is broke down and she don't have a way to go get my stuff from the P.O. box to get it to me, wherever I'm at. Because right now I don't have a place where my name is on it for me to be able to live. So y'all just pray for me, keep me in your prayers. I'm okay, and God is making a way for me because the enemy is attacking. Because I have literally did what God told me to do, and that was get up and leave and move to somewhere else. And for me, that's what it took. And it don't take that for everybody, but it does take moving. It does take moving around sometimes. It's, you can only be in a certain place for so long, and then you come to that moment you realize I got to get up and move. I've got to do something different. And I'm not saying this for everybody. If you found your forever home for a while, for years or whatever, that's your forever home. Don't let nobody run you out of it. If that's your land and your property, that's yours. Don't let nobody run you out of it. But I'm talking about when you living and staying on somebody else that can come and give you a notice at any time and say, hey, you got to go out of here. We're going to sell this. This. We need to make more money off of it. We need to do this. We need to do that. You get tired of that. You get tired of having to worry about that. You get tired of people banging and beating, dropping and falling and stuff, And then you work from home. You're working wherever you can, and you've got people just screaming and hollering all around out. You don't know, they can start shooting, popping out, doing anything, and you got to duck and dive best you can. So like I said, it will probably be a P.O. box where my daughter lives, or in the area where she lives, where she can be at least be able to get my stuff to me and let me know what it is or what, because the enemy started attacking. I mean, not only did I was able to pay the balance that they had, an apartment that they had to move out of together, and he had to go work somewhere else. My daughter had to go somewhere, my son had to go somewhere else. Then I think her balance that she had was only like $100. They took out a deposit. Everything was good because it was paid up until the last month. And then when we got to Pearland, that's when all hell broke loose. Before I could start the job, as y'all already know, they had already did an eviction on me. So they put that eviction on me. Thank God, not my children. But the house that we just came out of, it has all of our names on it. But it's still mainly on me. So in that process, y'all, there was like 2 or 3 apartment complexes that we were trying to see if we could get in, because at the time she hadn't got her job back where she used to work at. So she got her job back. And I'm thankful for that. She was able to return back to work. But the problem was that we've now been manipulated in so many ways to go through a channel in a way that we shouldn't have went, because that put another 11 grand on my head. That put 11 grand on my head. Not to mention the 7 or 8 grand that the apartment complex put on my head. And now, and then there was people that were like family people that were all working together. We were paying deposits and we were paying application fees in this process of money that I should have just been sitting on, trying to find another place to move to because we knew I could not afford that house by myself, and she hadn't got her offer back. She hadn't got the job back at the time. So, yeah. So now I'm sitting up with about double or triple of debt on my head that I ever had in my life. And not only that, that is just a mechanism, manipulation that the devil is using because now I have my Timu on hold because I can't have stuff delivered to me until I get a PO box, basically. Like I said, she get transportation again because her car broke down, so we got to work on that. They changed the pay for my job, and I don't know how long, much more long I'm gonna have it because it probably won't last another 3, maybe 6, 8 weeks. Hopefully longer than that, but then I'll probably be without income all the way until the next season. I don't know. I'm just praying about it. So all the revenues, all the ways that I have, and if you don't mind, helping a sister out and helping my channel out, I do have my store attached to this video, to all my videos. You can shop through Teespring or Spring Now for those items. If you would like, you can go and click on the journals that I have. You can see which one you like, and you can get the journals through Amazon, through KDP, and it's almost like, okay, God, what else have you gave me to do? Because God will get your plate so full that you can't concentrate on one thing or the other, because that's where the enemy goes and work at and attacks, because he has stopped that. I did get my Amazon back. I did get my link. I got everything back, so I was able to open that back up for my journals now. In Spring is attached to, and I think I have on TikTok maybe. It's somewhere, but I know on YouTube you can definitely click on the links and everything. But he has made a way for me to survive a little bit. It's not the best, and for her and my younger son, uh, um, they stay together, so they're getting their parts together. So they're getting back up on their feet the best they can, or what have you. But the enemy has surely attacked us. I mean, we went from not seeing critters, and I don't want to say critters, but bugs, as much or anything like that, like we were in the first in the apartment in Pearland, to now having to get back in our mode of exterminator, being our own personal exterminator. So, but I know that God is going to make a way, and we're thankful, we're grateful for, you know, what he's done, because I know that's not God attacking me. That's the enemy attacking me. Not to mention that I still got to worry about my life part being done, or my internet part staying secure, so that I can be able to continue to work for the time frame that I have. And y'all just keep us in your prayers, because the enemy is doing everything the enemy can do. They towed her vehicle off about a day or two before Thanksgiving, about a week before we were able to go back and get it. They towed it off somewhere in Houston, and now those people are sitting up there charging for her vehicle. Not to mention it has to be fixed when she gets it. So when I say that they are watching us very hard, those monitoring spirits are watching us. And they are attacking us every direction they can. They're watching our payroll through Chime, through Cash App. I mean, they're watching. Yeah, through the job. I mean, the job person that I was in training with mentioned about some kind of way, that you can ask to be off or have an extended lunch, stuff like that. And I didn't even know what it was. Now tell me why all of a sudden, every time I turn around, that's all they're saying. And you're getting hours cut. I had to borrow money away from the check that was coming this payroll to continue with the move part, to help them get moved out of the house. All of us to get moved out of the house. Well, not them, me. basically. Because they were already at that point knowing that they had been accepted to get their own place, as well as um, her be able to have income to get her job back, and then she'll be able to help my younger son get a job. So that part was done. At that point, it was me. You know, they denied me to be able to stay there. So I'm not worried about it. He'll make a way for me. I'm thankful that he took my name off of people's stuff. You know, until he's able to put my name on my own stuff. That's how God is. When he see the enemies attacking you, like, okay, you don't want in your stuff, she ain't gonna be in your stuff. You don't want on your stuff, she gonna be on your stuff. She gonna be on mine. And she gonna be happy. And you gonna be happy. When you finally get to where you're on your own, you just gotta be careful with the people you allow to come in and mess with your peace. But when you get control of that, then you can be really truly happy. But as long as there's some people that got some ways to say something about what you do on your land and your property, that's not peace. That's not peace. It don't matter if you own it. That's not peace. No. I need to be on mine where I'm on mine. On my own. I don't want HOA. I don't want none of that. I don't want no loans, no nothing. My great grandmother, I love that woman. I love that lady. I love my mother, but I love that lady too. When she told me, pay in cash. Everything you do as much as you can do it, pay in cash. And I understand exactly what she meant. So whatever you do, that 10%, you start setting 10% aside for yourself too. And I'm talking to me too, because I have to do it too. I got to get back in that save mode. Everything I don't have to have. I realize that now. Everything I can't have, because they mess with my money. Because I'm trying to learn how to do Temu. I don't know how to do all that. So I'm learning how to do Temu videos. I'm trying to learn how to do, get ready, prepare for if a brand comes through, a brand or anything comes through. I'm trying to learn how to know how to do that, because I don't have that friend or family or somebody close by that really know how to do. Girl, you do it this way, girl, you do it that way. You don't know. I don't have that. And I don't want to draw nobody's nerves. So I try to watch everybody's videos and see how, that I can watch and see how they did it, whatever, if they do a how-to, or if they did this, so that, so I can kind of get an idea of, so I'm thankful for every one of y'all that have given that, or either I know how to go on, click on the link and click on that link and they say, something I like or something I know I really need or something. I know to go back to that video, click on it, order it, I've learned that much. But I said, y'all keep me in y'all prayers. I want to say once again, have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And don't let it get to y'all. It's just the end of the year. Give, and if you can give. The greatest gift is prayer. It's free. And it's more powerful than any toy, any bike, and anything that you can give. But it also is something that makes somebody feel really good, that somebody loved them enough, cared enough to give them a bicycle, to give them a shirt, to give them a pair of socks, pair of pants, something, a little cord with some money on it, some perfume, little makeup bag, If you can't give freely from your heart, don't give. If you can't give without going through the whole year resenting what you spent and making those children or anybody feel bad about what you made an effort to do, don't do it. Don't do it. But if you can, give and give freely and don't look for nothing back, and God will bless you abundantly in ways that you can't even imagine. I know I've been there. And I know what it's like not to have no money. It hurt when I saw my paycheck. I went from having a decent paycheck, that even though, like I said, these family folks was all sending me apartment complexes and saying I could get in them and all this and that, we paying out all this application fees and deposits and stuff, and didn't get, it was a hustle. And see, we didn't know no better. But we learned the hard way. But God put a stop to that. He blessed my baby get her job. He blessed us. He blessed them to get approved for their place. and he put a stop to that. Now he has to put a stop to all these funds and all these fees and stuff and charges. Like I still got the storage. We went and got everything out of theirs out of the storage. I didn't have really much because couldn't bring really nothing here with me, but it was their stuff. And when I got all that stuff out of the store, we couldn't get the boneless couch and love seat out. I called the lady and I told her, I said, y'all have to go ahead and cut the lock off because that's 100 and some miles. And I had to use a truck, rental truck. And I can't afford to get another truck and drive all the way back down there for a couch and a love seat and come back. And then the cost for this is higher than the cost for the one I have somewhere else. The storage I have somewhere else is way less. This one automatically is $180. It's almost $200, and you just driving up to it. You ain't got no heat, no air in it. You don't have no lights on it, no nothing. And it's automatically $180 some. So this lady told me, well, that's gonna be considered breaking a lease, and then they have to do a lien. So you're looking at a lien, a broken lease, and all this if you don't come back down there. And as well as them charging you for that month. But I already told her I won't be able to do it. So when people greedy, they greedy. And they set that mess up in a way that they can be able to continue to be in your pocket. And you got to let next year be a year of saying, I'm going to get everything and everybody out of my pocket that I can get out of my pocket. Say it that way. Look at it that way. Anybody, anything that don't have no right automatically that I have to have, you're going to be coming out of my pocket. My stepdaddy Charles used to say that all the time. Let me get them out of my back pocket. And now I know what he meant. This year, get everything and everybody out your back pocket. If you don't have to have it, you ain't got to have it. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. And like I said again, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to your family from me and mine.